First of all, can you just introduce us and tell us a little bit about what you do with Mozilla?
Okay, so hi, I'm Chloe, and I'm a game designer. I work with Peer-to-Peer University, and Peer-to-Peer University is an open source learning platform where anybody can teach something and also learn something with your friends, with your peers. So essentially, I'm here at the Mozilla Festival to test a little bit our latest learning model, which we call challenges, and meet other interesting people and hack our way through.
Right. And what's the aim of your project as a games designer?
Right, so I am a game designer, but I specialize in learning systems. So I look at how a learning experience can take elements from games. So why do I do this? So when you play a game, as you know, probably the first time you play a game, you probably suck at it, right? So you play a couple of times and you try to beat the level, and it's really hard in the beginning, but after you play it again and again and again, you usually get it and you get past the first level. And essentially what happens is that a game kind of includes a learning mechanism. So while you're playing, you're actually learning. So we take elements from games, such as having a concrete goal. So, when you play a game, you actually know what your goal is and you want to accomplish that. Taking on a role, so, you might be a warrior, you might be a ninja, you might be some other character. And we take all these elements and we design a learning experience. So for example, what we're doing with Mozilla is that we're developing online content for School of Webcraft, which is a school for web making basically. And we work with a content expert, and together we kind of create these challenges. And each challenge has a very concrete goal. For example, create an HTML game.
Right.
Something like that. Create a portfolio. It has a role that you have to take, or multiple roles. So you will be a decoder, something like that. The most important thing is that it happens with your peers. So in order to complete, let's say, a learning challenge on Peer-to-Peer University, you have to work with somebody else. It's a collaborative process. What happens is that these challenges are also open. As we said, the platform is open source. So we provide, let's say, a model for people, and then you can come in and you want to teach about, let's say, gardening with HTML. And you can use this model, you can hack our challenges and create your own course, and invite your friends and learn together.
So do you think that gaming is education-based gaming is kind of like the future of learning?
Well, so here's the thing. I don't think that gaming and education are like these two things, or like the specific educational games. I think that all games actually include learning mechanics. It's by default. The only way to play a game and to master it is to learn how to do that. So I wouldn't make the distinction that much. But what I would say is that games, as well as other approaches, like for example, project-based learning, right? Making projects, what you probably are doing in university, or things like open source learning. All these ideas kind of merge together to have a new approach where learning is actually valuable to the learners. So what you learn makes sense.
Right.
Is within a context, so you understand why you're learning. You have a need to know what you're learning. It is free, so it's open, and there is no more like this role of the teacher that knows everything and stands in the front.
Everyone's learning together.
Exactly. So everybody is learning together, and learning is fun too.
Yeah.
We've used to having this notion that learning is boring, and it entails, especially in let's say middle school or high school, where you're not in college yet, where you kind of want to study something, you have an interest, like you guys all like film, let's say. So especially in those contexts, it's really important to think of why you're asking your students to learn something and how you can empower them so they can be drivers of their own learning and make that fun.
Yeah. And where are you based? Where's the work?
So I'm actually currently based in London. Usually I'm based in New York. But right now I'm in London, and I'm originally from Greece, so I'm all over the place.
Right, yeah. And what do you hope to gain from being at the Mozilla Festival today?
So as I said, our process at Peer-to-Peer University is very open and very collaborative. So as soon as we launch something, let's say this new challenges model, we want to test it out with our community and see if it works. And how does it work, and how can we improve it, and how we can take ideas that our learners have and put it in the platform. So a lot of what we are doing this weekend is that we're actually testing our model in various different contexts. So for example, right now we use it for School of Webcraft. We want to see, does it work for other things? Like, would it work if you want to teach film, let's say, or you want to teach animation, things like that. So we'll find out.
All right, well, good luck with everything, and thanks for taking some time out to talk to us. I hope you enjoy the festival. Has anyone else got any questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, because I'm an educationalist.
Oh, great.
It seems to me that there are some common elements, especially with online gaming, with younger people. There's an ad hoc community of practice that goes on, and there's a transparency of learning. People share stuff online, and they actually talk through and scaffold stuff for people, and they make it very, very clear, like a walkthrough or a, So I mean that seems like it's a good model to take that and drop it into mainstream education as well, because you'd have some pluses that would happen there as well. It's not happening universally at the moment. What do you think about that?
Great point. So for example, like The Sims Machinima does it very well, where you, for example, you basically take scenes from the game you're playing, and you either add a story on it, or you even make a tutorial out of it. So there are many tutorials out there in the gaming world where there's a really hard level, and somebody that has mastered it takes the time, without anybody asking him, without being paid or anything, to explain to others how to do it. So essentially that's a peer-to-peer learning moment. And I think the challenge for us is to take those moments and kind of make them part of the learning process, and to not look at gaming as this evil thing that takes people in a dark room where they play constantly without talking to anybody else, but really look at them as what they are, which is that they are a platform, a dynamic platform for dynamic assessment, actually, that is many times, especially in online games, peer-to-peer based. So Minecraft is also another terrific example that's very current too. Everybody's obsessed with Minecraft, where people will really gather online in servers to build entire cities. And during that time, you will have people that are novice and are just joining the community, and you will have other people that are the experts in the community. And you will see these relationships of mentoring forming, where an expert would guide a novice to come in. But you will also see other stuff, like you might see, for example, members of the community having kind of a trolling behavior, as we call it. So coming in a city in Minecraft and burning down, your beautiful tree house that you spend like ages building. And what you will usually see in these situations is that the rest of the community will protect that member that has been hurt. And it's just a natural ecology that will happen. And naturally, the community members will want to protect what matters to them, which essentially is like their domain of knowledge, what they've learned together. So yeah, if we can take those analogies and really blend them into learning, I think we might have some success in your approach.